What up, family? Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Y'all know what it is. This is another installment of the HBCU Fanatics. So we're gonna talk about some awesome HBCU games that went on week one, man. Of course, I have Mr. Southern himself, Coach 67 Sports TV. What's going on, brother?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored. Of course, you already know the fanatics in the build down. You dig? Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, we had really had some good games week one, man. I can honestly say football is back, really. If you're not excited about football and you want one of the ones that complain about it when it's gone, man, just stop watching it. Enjoy these games, man. So we're gonna go into the scores, bro. For week one. So uh Delaware versus Delaware State. So coach Deshaun Jackson had his his first game as a head coach for the Delaware State Hornets,
Mm-hmm.
and he fell short to their rivals, longtime rivals, the Delaware Blue Hens, 35-17. Another rivalry game, a DMV game. DMV stands for DC, Maryland, Virginia. So they're always rivalry when those schools play against each other when they from that area.
Mm-hmm.
Towson, being out of Maryland, beat Norfolk State coach Michael Vick's first game being head coach of the Norfolk State Spartans. They fell to to their rivals 27-7. Now, I will say this. They didn't look bad, coach.
All
Don't get
right.
me wrong. They probably leave a lot to be desired in secondary, especially the Spartans. But I think they can compete in the MEAC, coach.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about it is, I think we don't want to get too carried away with expectations for Coach Vic and Coach Jackson too early in the game. The reason being is because they just getting their feet wet at these particular programs, and as a result, like you can't have unrealistic expectations for these two schools. Now, I know some people gonna be like, "Well, coach, you're a Southern fan. You don't have room to talk." But I mean, the circumstances are a little bit different in that scenario. But we talking about for their
Absolutely.
programs. I think you can't expect too much.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, they just starting in, so they just trying to get a hold of the program, seeing what they got. So, um, but shout out to 40 ounce sniper. Salute Jared, coach and chat, man. Appreciate you, brother,
Man,
for
salute
coming
to you,
in, checking
fam.
us out, man. Uh, and then we got Northeastern State, uh, beating Alcorn State 2010. UAB, which was a high action game, man, full of action, especially through the air, with Andrew Body lighting up UAB secondary. But unfortunately, they fell to Trent Differs, UAB Blazers 52-42. But even with the loss, coach, a lot of people are excited. A lot of Hornets fans are excited about Andrew Body, a healthy Andrew Body, man. He looking good. So they looking to tear up the swag. What you think?
Man, I hope he plays well the entire season, for the exception of tomorrow. And I don't know if you noticed. You see Coach 67 Sports TV in that green box, but look under that green box and that white box, and what does it say?
Stop Andrew Body.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. We gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that, coach. Um, and then that Friday last week in week one, Bethune Cookman fell to FIU, 42-9. Um, and then Saturday, just capping off the rest of the games, Jackson State had to beat Hampton off with a stick, 28-14. Uh, Howard barely beat Florida A&M 10-9 in the Orange Blossom Classic in Miami, Florida. Shout out to Howard. Arkansas, which we know they or Alabama A&M were going to lose, gets blown out against PWI school, the Arkansas Razorbacks 52-7.
That
Tennessee
was
State,
expected.
Yeah, was definitely expected. Tennessee State Tigers uh, barely beat North Carolina A&T 24-21. Southern barely beat Mississippi Valley, which we called it. We knew it was going to be a tough game. 34-29. South Carolina State beats Wofford by 1 point, and they was down, coach, and they came rounding back in the fourth quarter, uh, beating Wofford 16-15. New
Mm-hmm.
Hampshire beat North Carolina Central 27-10. South Alabama beat Morgan State 38-21. Texas Tech beat up on Arkansas Pine Bluff 67-7. Uh, Grambling State beat up on Division Two HBCU Langston 55-7. And
Yeah.
then in my opinion, one of the best game of Week Two HBCU ball was Prairie View A&M Texas Southern. It
Oh,
was
that
a
was the game. That was the game of the week. I don't care what nobody
yes
says.
Lord, yes Lord. It was a shootout. Those Panthers beat the Texas Southern Tigers 22-21.
I mean,
And
they scored. They scored with no time left on the clock to win the game at the end of the game.
yes, sir, they did, man. And
And
let
of
me.
course, I picked Texas Southern. You picked Prairie View, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we could have imagined it being as tight a game as it was.
No, man. I knew it was gonna be a good game, but man, HBCU ball always continues to surprise me, man. That's why we love it, right? So, um, give you the performers, the top performers for week one going into week two. Of course, HBCU FCS National Player of the Week, quarterback Andrew Body from Alabama State. Um, also the team of the week is Prairie View A&M. The OVC Big South Football Freshman of the Week is wide receiver Devon Slaughter of Tennessee State. The CAA Defensive Player of the Week is linebacker Joshua Isaiah from North Carolina A&T. The MEAC Offensive Player of the Week is running back Marquise Gillis of Delaware State. The MEAC Defensive Player of the Week is linebacker Quentin Johnson of Delaware State. And the MEAC Rookie of the Week is running back Randall Nodden of Morgan State. And the MEAC Offensive Line of the Week is offensive lineman Gerard Burrell of Morgan State. And then the Specialist of the Week from the MEAC is kicker Matt Kennard of Howard. Now going into the SWAC co-offensive player of the week is quarterback Andrew Body of Alabama State. The co-offensive of the other on the other half of the co-offensive player of the week is running back Ahmad Miller, Jackson State man. Coach, he had a beast of a game. Um, that's the running back they need to lead on. Especially when he got the lead, that's the running back they need to lean on.
Well, in my in my third edition of the tailgate party. Of course, if you have not seen it, you need to go check out the tailgate party. But I said, hey, if I had to name a SWAC offensive player of the year, I said Andrew Body, and then of course we have Jackson State fan come right behind me. They was like, hold up, coach. If we had to name SWAC co-offensive players of the year, he would be the co-offensive player of the year along with Andrew Body. I'm like, all right, I don't have no beef with that. So he made that clear, like, hey, he had a big game, and he talked about it in the chat. So yeah, got to give props to him. Of course, I pointed this out. Uh, I didn't really point it out on. I didn't go too much into detail, but former Southern University running back Kendrick Grimes, he had a good performance for Tennessee State. Of course, Southern University right now, they loaded at running back. So I don't think Southern gonna miss him, but it goes to show you if he'd have got the most touches last year. No disrespect to Kobe Dillon and CJ Russell, but I thought he clearly was the feature back, but he didn't get enough touches because of this running back by committee thing uh that uh that Terrence Graves and Mark Frederick got going on. So he showed it if he get enough touches, he could be the guy, you know.
Yeah, man. And thank you for rubbing it in, J the Six. Cause I love HBCU, but unfortunately I'm a UNC Tar Heel fan, and we got the brakes beat off us on national
Big
TV.
facts.
J the Six said to get it out the way. UNC got belt to ass treatment. I expect Johnson to start from here on out. Yeah, yeah, we did, man.
Yeah, so hey, so for for individuals, JB, shout out to JB, come, but hey, I hope the Saints get the brakes beat off them. Other people talking about I hope Southern get the brakes beat off them. Guess what? Hey, North Carolina got taken behind the woodshed.
For
And
real.
I'm thinking to myself, man, Belichick, man, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah. What recruiting did you do, my dude?
Man, it's
Oh,
the thing about it. If they got blasted like that against TCU, the way Florida State looked against Alabama, man, what y'all gonna do when y'all play against the heavy hitters in
we
the
thank
ACC?
the Lord, Florida State is not in the only time we gonna face Florida State like in the ACC championship.
Well, I ain't gonna
Thank,
lie.
but thank
You ain't got,
we ain't gotta worry about it though.
I was
I'm
gonna say
already beat you to it.
I,
Yeah,
hey, I
we
was
ain't
gonna
gotta
say
worry about it.
you ain't gotta worry about that.
No, man, I think we're gonna struggle with the weaker teams in the ACC. Be honest with you.
Hey, he can't do like like Big Joe says. Shout out to Big Joe. He said Nick Saban used to put his championship rings on the table and say, "Hey, if you want one of these, come to Alabama." He can't put them Super Bowl rings on the table and say, "Hey, if you want,
Mm-hmm.
come to North Carolina, man, you got to get your behind out there. And you got to recruit."
You got to
I don't
recruit,
know if he
man.
got NIL money like Florida State at his disposal, but he need to have people out there recruiting for him right now. Because guess
I
what?
believe what he's doing, he's setting it up for his son because while we getting the brakes beat off of us this season, he just flipped a 4-star offensive lineman. So here's what I think gonna happen. We're gonna get back to HBCU ball. I think he gonna leave after this season because he's setting the because he just bored. He just needs something to do, and he just
Man,
setting the
look,
tone for his son.
bro, he got to accomplish something before he can leave him something. Hell, I can't
Hmm.
leave you nothing if I ain't done nothing.
I hear you, but what I'm saying is he's flipping a lot of recruits,
Yeah, I
like four
understand what you're
star
saying.
recruits.
He want to turn it over to his son, but you got to leave a winning program to turn over to your son. Right now, if the season was to end, man, guess what? If he out the door, the boost is gonna kick his son out the door with him. You feel what I'm saying?
I, you know how you know how people with that has other color they got shake hands to do deals behind closed doors. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyway, but going back to HBCU ball.
Uh huh.
SWAC Defensive Player and Newcomer of the Week, defensive lineman Quincy Ivory of Jackson State. And then SWAC Specialist of the Week is punter Donovan Warren of Jackson State.
All right.
All right, and
Now,
then
now, now, let me address a couple things.
go ahead.
First and foremost, for all of these Jackson State fans that say Hampton would have beat every other team in the SWAC, man, that is a lie. The devil is a lie. This is the reason I'm saying that. Yeah, y'all beat them. Y'all didn't look as impressive as y'all thought y'all would. If y'all didn't look as impressive as y'all thought y'all would. Y'all struggled. Y'all got the win. Hey, just take the win and just be grateful for that. But y'all, hey, the champs. And they would have beat every other team in the SWAC. Man, get out of here with the nonsense. They won 2 games last year. Like, y'all act like uh y'all beat them in the celebration bowl or something. Man, cut it out, bro. You
it's
know what I'm saying?
never gonna be easy in the SWAC. It's never have been. But
But
I
no, but
think
I'm
this
saying
year,
for them to say that they would have beat every other team in the SWAC is blasphemous in my personal opinion.
yeah, and I'm speaking to what you're saying,
Uh-huh.
like how y'all struggle with Mississippi Valley and y'all a decent team. Not the y'all not the best team as far as personnel right now, But y'all can make some noise in the West if y'all play
Yeah,
smart.
yeah, but I don't think
But
I don't think Hampton the world beater Jackson State fans claim they are. That's my point.
yeah, yeah. So that's my point. If Jackson State play against a Valley, the same Valley that played y'all last week, and they sleep on them, like what happened to Florida A&M last year,
Mm-hmm.
upset. I don't think it's gonna happen, but um, it can easily happen. Especially if you come here and think you can just run up the score on, especially this version of Mississippi Valley.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And of course, like I said, just to kind of go through some, games game by game, just to give out a little review. Of course, I told you I can't stand when SWAC teams lose to PWIs, especially PWIs in the Southern Conference. For Alcorn State to lose to Northwestern State, and then a few of the players, while Northwestern State, because Northwestern State had won an opening game week one in I don't know how many years. And they cheering like they won the Southern Conference Championship. And you got a few Alcorn State players with Northwestern State with them as they cheering on the 50-yard line. Now, we find out after the fact that they went to JUCO with these guys, and that was their teammates, and they was just congratulating them. Bro, that's a bad look, the fact that you went on the road. You went to Natchitoches and you lost. Hey, man, come on, bro. Like, that's a bad, 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 bad look. You know what I'm saying? So, come on, man. Alcorn State, man, y'all didn't represent the SWAC well. Of course, Andrew Body and Alabama State, they was able to shine even in the losing effort. Andrew Body put up big numbers. He had over 100 yards rush. Had over 300 yards passing. He had a 60-yard run. Southern had their hands full tomorrow because last week, Southern gave up a 49-yard run to their quarterback. Andrew Body had a 60-yard run against better competition. So, that is what it is. Uh, of course, Willie Simmons, even though he's no longer in the SWAC, he's still beating up on Bethune. They beat the brakes off him. If they couldn't beat him when he was in the SWAC, they definitely ain't gonna beat him now that he done moved up a level. Moved up a level. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Uh,
right.
of course, Texas Tech, like you said, they put BTA for Pine Bluff, Polo Pine Bluff, you know what I'm saying? And something else that a lot of people not pointing out, Howard actually beat FAMU. Now, of course, you
Yeah.
got some FAMU fans saying the same thing that Jackson State fans were saying, that basically, hey, Howard would have beat every other team in the SWAC. Again, pump your brakes. Y'all talking out the side of y'all neck already. Look, y'all lost. It's no telling how good Howard is at this point, but they beat y'all. It is what it is. Of course, we already expected Arkansas to BTA to Alabama. You know what I'm saying? Southern struggled mightily against Mississippi Valley. Southern. This the crazy thing about it. Southern was up by 11 points at one point, and then in back-to-back series, Mike Franklin and Trey Holly put the ball on the damn ground. Like, how? Why? You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie. My coaches, we were like most of the teams I played for, we pretty much ran the ball the vast majority of the time. We only threw when we needed to, when we was trying to surprise you, you know what I'm saying? And for you to put the ball on the ground that much, I don't care how good you were. You are not allowed to put the ball on the ground. It was a cardinal sin on all the teams I played on. So Mike Franklin and Trey Holly need to get their stuff together. Of course, Jalen Woods got hurt against Valley, got a concussion. It was a controversial hit. I felt like it was a personal foul. He hit him like in a face mask, mouth area, head area, as he was getting ready to go into his slide to give himself up.
It was
Uh,
definitely a personal foul.
yeah, yeah. Truthfully speaking, I think he probably gonna be out. I mean, just to think about it, he's only started like what, one, two. He only started like 3, 4 games. Well, 3 games. He started
Hmm.
against Valley. He started against Grambling. He started against Pine Bluff, and that's it. Then he came in relief duty for Nickel State and for Bethune Cookman, and he already has 2 concussions. So I think they need to be cautious with him big time. Honestly, some people might say it's too far down the line. I don't think he's gonna be ready at least till maybe FAMU game, if that early. So I
Mm,
think we need to be cautious with him. I'm not thrilled about Cameron McCoy, but I think Chilling Woods' health is more important than you winning a few games. You know what I'm saying? So I think they need to be cautious with that. But Southern didn't play well at all. You know, like I said, you had back-to-back drives where you fumbled. Just think about this, bro. Terrell Buckley, because he was trying to make a statement, he faked the punt on a -20 side of the field. Southern got the ball on a +20 and had to settle for a field goal. Bro, that is terrible. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Horatio Johnson dropped with like 3 interceptions. Southern defensive backs dropped like 5 interceptions. Mississippi Valley wide receivers dropped a lot of passes. Southern wide receivers dropped a lot of passes. Southern had a ridiculous amount of penalties. I probably say over the years, Southern has been the most penalized team in the SWAC, and it continues. The turnovers, you giving up a 72-yard slant and a 49-yard run to the quarterback. Like Southern defense has carried them the last few years. These first couple of weeks of the season, they have been terrible, to say the least. The wide receiving core is not lighting the world on fire. Quarterback play not lighting the world on fire. Defensive line play is terrible. The secondary play is terrible. So Southern got a lot of work to do if they want to beat Alabama State tomorrow night, A.W. Memphis Stadium, P. Richardson Field. They got a lot they need to clean up, you know what I'm saying? And of
Mm-hmm.
course, we expected Grambling to beat the brakes off of Langston, but the problem is if you sow it, you're going to reap it. So more than likely, Ohio State probably going to give them the same type of treatment tomorrow at the Horseshoe. Oh, man, that's terrible, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be honest with you, Senior was never a proponent of the big money games, but he didn't actually get to see uh, LSU whoop up on Southern at Tiger Stadium, you know what I'm saying? But he was never a proponent of that. And it seemed like it's a norm. Every HBCU seemed like they need to play one big time game. We got a couple of them that's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to get into that. But
Oh
clearly,
yeah.
to me, the most talked about game going into last week was Prairie View, Texas Southern. And I'm not going to lie, that game did not disappoint. It lived up to the hype. Shout out to Tremaine Jackson and Valley. I mean,
Yeah.
not Valley, PV. I mean, PV. They were able to pull that one out the fire. I thought Texas Southern had that game won, but for them to pull it out the fire the way they did, hey, hats off to them, salute to them. But I can tell you right now, it's gonna be a very interesting week two. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. It will. And I'm we gonna go into the games in week 2. But just read some of the comments. Uh, J6 said, "Man, I'm a UNC fan too. You forget I'm from North Carolina, the Carolinas too. Shit hurt. Yeah, it did, man. Clemson already a disappointment, so I only have the Gamecocks. Yeah. And positive New Hampton looking good right now. Yeah, he is. Cause the game going on, ladies and gents. I know a lot of y'all, most of our fan base are watching the game right now. No worries, man. Uh, when you catch the replay, just hit the like button, man. Share, subscribe, man. Appreciate all the love, man. He also says in my notes for HBCU, Christian Mosley performed well, and I was impressed by Cameron McCoy. Definitely was electric. Trey Holly did his thing as expected with the 80-yard TD run. Yeah.
Well, I think if he said that, but I know I think Cameron McCoy. I think his passing improved this week, but he's gonna have to play a lot better against Alabama State if Southern expects to win. First of all, second of all, Trey Holly. I think he played exceptionally well against North Carolina Central week one. The fact that he put the ball on the ground, I think, kind of overshadowed anything he did. Honestly, I felt like Jason Gabriel, the Southern University running backs, Jason Gabriel from Louisiana powerhouse John Curtis, I felt like he played the best out of all Southern running backs, in my personal opinion. So, but I ain't gonna lie, the one good thing I can see, but Trey Holly, he probably had the most exciting 1 yard touchdown run I've seen in a long time with that jump cut. Damn, that was a good move. But other than that, I don't think he played as well as I would like him to play. But Southern got their work cut out for him tomorrow night. A.W. Memphis Stadium, P. Richardson Field. They're gonna have to play a whole lot better, tomorrow night to get this win.
Yeah, they do, man. They definitely do, man. And salute to my brother, Big Red, host of Big Boy Talk. Another dope content creator, him and J the Six be cooking, man. With Big Boy Talk, man. I think they should be going live tonight. If not, make sure you go to the channel, subscribe. Um, a 40 ounce sniper said, "You going live tomorrow?" No. Well, that's up to
Well,
coach, man.
well,
You
if
feel
he
like
talking about me, it probably be by the time I get from AW Memphis Stadium, P. Richardson Field back to the crib. Uh, but when I get back, I'm definitely going live. So
okay?
hopefully, I'm going live after a win as opposed to going live after a loss. This season already, Mama coach, she was basically was like, "Boy, you sounded like your daddy after Southern lost to North Carolina Central." She said, "You always holler, but I don't listen to your live streams." And then she said, when I got to listening, all I heard was cursing. So I'm like, dang, I was that bad? I went back and listened to it. It wasn't as bad as she said it was, but I guess she just not accustomed to me sounding like senior, may he rest in peace. But he was like, you
Yeah,
was just
man.
like him. You was like hot as a firecracker after Southern loss, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully, I'm not hot as a firecracker. Hopefully, I'm in a more jovial mood because Southern is one.
All right, all right. And salute to my brother VF Cast, man. Salute, man. Man, appreciate you support, man. I'm gonna give you a wrench. You and 40 ounce sniper, man. Um,
Hey man, y'all gotta
another,
go over there. Y'all gotta go over there and support that brother channel. You know what I'm saying? Go check him out. Go give him some love. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, VF Cast, man. He used to have to start over his channel, but he was running things, and especially in the video game world, man. He, man, we got to do a show, man. We got to invite just talk about video games, man. We
Oh,
got to,
you
man.
already know that's right, my wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. That's why I mentioned it.
But of course, I'm more of a Madden 2K or NBA Live, NBA Jam, Tecmo NBA basketball kind of cat, double dribble type of cat. You know what I'm saying?
I hear
Double
you,
dribble
man.
that might be a little bit for your time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, man.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, Via. He said, just let me know. Okay, okay, definitely will,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. We definitely gonna do a special live stream just dedicated to him. And then in addition to that, I was looking at how, the live stream we did when we talked about blacks and professional wrestling. We probably gonna have to do another one of them because that was a good cook too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was, man. That was. Uh, okay. He said either one of y'all. That's a bet. It's probably gonna be on Coach, man. But I might one day I might do a random stream live.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Jada Six says, NGI expect San Jose State to get the brakes beaten off by Texas tomorrow. Oh, yeah, they will.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
They will.
Texas gonna get back for
Not
kicking
gonna
that L
lie.
to Ohio State.
Yeah, yeah, you know they are. You know they are. Okay, let's go into the upcoming scores that we got. Let's start with the swag first, man. Um, Now one of the games, it's not in order. I just want to get it out the way because I'm eyeing this game because I know you don't like HBCUs losing to teams from the SoCon conference. A new team, new HBC, not HBCU team. I'm sorry, a new program that's starting. This is their first year in football out of Texas. Is University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. They're playing Prairie View A&M tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and they're new to the Southern conferences. Georgia, the Georgia Southerns and Appalachian States and all
You
them. They
mean they
moved.
knew the FCS?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, thank you. FCS. They're new to
Uh huh.
FCS since those other schools moved up to FBS.
Uh huh.
So they're the new kid on the block when it comes to the Southern Conference. So they're looking to beat up on Prairie View A&M. I'm be rooting for Prairie View A&M.
Yeah, I'm rooting for them too. But man, they can't let this UT Rio Grande Valley whoop up on them like that. They gotta take care of business, because I'm gonna keep it a brick. You know, JSU fans been poking their chests out. They probably gonna get a taste of medicine against Southern Miss. We know what Ohio State gonna do against Grambling. You know what
Mm,
Cal gonna do
mm.
against Texas Southern. You know what the FAU gonna do against FAMU. We know what the U gonna do against Bethune. So realistically, and Central Arkansas probably gonna whoop up on Pine Bluff. So I mean, hey, PV might be one of the few SWAC teams that's playing outside of the SWAC that really got a chance to win. So they're gonna need to hold it down for the SWAC. Because
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
man.
honest with you, just looking at some of these games on the docket, like I said, OU gonna blow the doors off of Grambling. Southern Miss probably gonna give JSU the business. Cal probably gonna whoop up on TSU. FAU gonna probably whoop up on FAMU. The U definitely gonna give it to Bethune. So you got Valley and Tarleton State. Of course, Alcorn State and Alabama and them play. Southern play against Alabama State. Central Arkansas gonna play against Pine Bluff. They probably gonna beat them. So
Yeah.
so PV gonna have to handle business.
And I meant the Southland Conference. I always confuse the SOCOM and the Southland Conference.
Yeah, the
Uh,
Southern Conference, they got Nickel State, Northwestern
McNeese.
State,
Yeah.
Southeastern, McNeese.
And now they
All
got East Texas A&M. East Texas A&M used to be Division 2, but they moved up to Division 1 FCS
yeah. No, who you
a
say
couple of
got who?
years ago. East Texas A&M used to be a couple of years ago. 1 or 2 years ago, used to be Division 2.
And who they playing?
East Texas A&M. They're not. I'm just using them as example because they
All right.
they played the HBCU last week, I believe. Hold on, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm not tripping. No, that was S. No, excuse me. They play. Yeah, they do play Grambling in September 20th this month. East Texas A&M. But yeah, it's the Southern Conference. So the Southern Conference look very new with these new Jacks in the conference. Um, but they're I'm 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 pulling for Prairie View A&M, man. They cannot let this new team.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, the Southern Conference is. I mean, even when Southern was at the top of their game, they couldn't dominate against top Southern Conference teams. I mean, like I say, just think about it. Southern had to split a Black National Championship either with Howard or Hampton because the only game they lost during the season was against Nickel State, and I think that was the only game Nickel State. And the irony is, one year Northwestern State was a better team in the Southern Conference, and Southern beat them and lost to Nickel State in the same year. So it's like Nickel State, they get up for Southern for whatever reason. Just think about it. Last year they gave LSU a dog fight, then they
Mm,
whooped up on Southern, and they really didn't do much the whole season. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you just can't stand that, yeah, man. So let me
Yeah,
give
yeah.
you the
You
whole
know I
games
hate
we
it
going.
because of course the irony is Senior went to Nickel State.
Right,
But of course, it wasn't by choice because my grandmother told him, "Hey, you better walk to the head of that street, and get your black behind on that bus, and go to Thibodeau." You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
But he didn't graduate from there, and he spent more time in Southern because my mom was going to Southern. He spent more time in Southern than Nichols anyway. So because my mom graduated from Southern, so he spent a lot of time on Southern campus, and then of course he went to all the Southern football games. So that's why when people my channel, when I talk with Southern, I've been watching Southern football for over 40 years. I was going to Southern games before I knew I was going to Southern games, you know what I'm saying? And of
Right.
course, my mom, I graduated from Southern. My sister graduated from Southern. My niece attended Southern. I got first cousins, aunts that graduated from Southern. So we're a Southern University family, even though I got some of the same family members that graduated from Nickel State too, but that's another story, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's why I call you Mr. Southern, man. So,
Yeah, yeah,
salute to Jay Barr. He said, salute family in chat. Appreciate you always supporting Jay Barr. And yes, JD6 Gamecock should run it up on South Carolina State too. Yeah, it's
yeah.
gonna it's gonna be a long day for the Bulldogs. But just going over the game.
I
So
mean, it's
as
gonna be a long day for HBCUs in general. This too, because back in the gap. week one used to be your cupcake week, but I think it seems like they kind of scared it out with, with Ohio State playing Grambling this coming week, Southern Miss playing Jackson State, Cal playing against Texas Southern, FAU playing against FAMU, what you say, South Carolina playing against South Carolina State, the U
Mm-hmm.
playing against Bethune, and then of course the following week Southern gonna go to Fresno State. So back in the gap, it always was week one, but now they starting to spread it out.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go over the scores, and of course, while we go over the scores, we're gonna pick our winners. Um, which some of these are obvious, unfortunately. Grambling State Tigers versus Ohio State
They're gonna get
Buckeyes.
the doors blown off from Ohio State. The
Oh,
number one team in
absolutely.
the country, they're gonna win.
Yeah. Uh, Jackson State Tigers versus Southern Mississippi.
Southern Miss gonna win,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
unfortunately. Texas Southern Tigers versus California Golden Bears.
Cal gonna beat the brakes off of Texas Southern, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. And look, check this out. Florida A&M Rattlers is playing Florida Atlantic Owls.
Florida Atlantic gonna be gonna beat FAMU, unfortunately. Just think about it. FAMU lost to HBCU, so they're gonna lose to FAU tomorrow.
Yeah. Now here's an even kill game. Um, Meaning HBCU playing against the HBCU. Alabama State Hornets against Southern Jaguars.
Honestly, if Southern keeps playing the way they've been playing, Alabama State is going to win. Alabama State is a 13-point favorite. However, I'm picking the Jags to pull an upset. I'm gonna go with Southern, 31-27.
I coach, but unfortunately, if I'm glad I'm not a betting man, but if I was putting money on it, unfortunately, I'm going with Bama State.
And I don't blame you for that. Southern hasn't earned that right to be the Southern of old, where you going in the games picking them. So I don't even begrudge you for that, bro.
Yes, sir. Mississippi Valley is going against Tarleton State Texans.
Unfortunately, I think Tarleton State pulled the upset against another HBCU last week, so I think they're gonna beat Valley. Unfortunately,
Yeah, man. Unfortunately, yeah. And no, I'm trying to go see who they played. No, yeah, no, it wasn't the HB. They beat up on a fellow FCS school, Portland State. They blew them out 42-0.
yeah. Well, Valley got their
And
work
then
cut
no,
out.
that was and then the last week they beat Army. They upset Army.
Oh yeah, that was the upset. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
If they beat Army, Valley does not have a great chance.
yeah, they I'm not
And then not
looking.
on that, I think Valley played like three quarterbacks Saturday. Nah, they in trouble.
Yeah, yeah, they in trouble. Another
Oh,
HBCU going to HBCU.
the
Alcorn going against Alabama A&M.
I think that should be a pretty good game. I'm gonna go with Alcorn State in that one.
I'm
And then
going
of
with the
course,
Braves too.
all right. And then of course we got the U playing against Bethune Cookman. We know the U gonna beat the brakes off of them too.
And then the game I was talking about, University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley, going against Prairie View A&M.
I think PV gonna get that game.
I'm picking them too. So yeah, we take a L, we take a L together. But I'm rooting for the HBCU. Damn it,
Yeah,
let's,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
get it. Um, Obvious game. Bethune Cookman, unfortunately, is going against those Miami Hurricanes. The U.
Yeah, I said that. Of course, we ain't even got to really pick that one. We know the U. I mean, we know the U gonna win that one.
Yeah, and Arkansas Pine Bluff is going against Central Arkansas Bears.
Unfortunately, I think Central Arkansas gonna win that game.
Yeah, they're not the best FCS school in their conference, and then I would say a powerhouse, but They scrape to the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Arkansas Pine Bluff's gonna lose. And here comes Mr. Shelton Toppers on Brock Purdy.
Hey, Brock Purdy gonna have to earn that money this year, bro. Big
Hey,
facts.
he definitely will, man. And moving on, we're gonna move on to the MEAC. So we got Albany versus Dale State.
Uh, I think uh, I think Albany might beat Delaware State. We know Temple gonna beat Howard, but who you got for Albany and Delaware State?
Uh, Let me see. Cause I confuse Albany as a PWI school, and then there's a HBCU, or that's Albany State. I'm thinking of
No, you think about Albany State. This is Albany.
Albany, the Great Danes. Okay. I'm gonna go with Delaware.
All right, all right.
I'm gonna go with
I'm not
Delaware.
even mad at that.
I'm gonna go with Delaware. Uh, I may be wrong tremendously, but I'll take that L. Um, North Carolina Central versus Old Dominion.
Uh, Old Dominion gonna win that game.
Yeah, they definitely gonna win. Oh, this is a rivalry, bro. Little brother versus big brother, as far as HBCUs, in-state rivalry. Virginia State versus Norfolk State.
Norfolk State is gonna manhandle Virginia State.
Now, let me tell you something about Virginia Union and Virginia State. They always battle each other to win it. CIAA. So
Mm-hmm.
this is not no Rudy Poo Division II HBCU. This is a
No,
competitive.
I'm aware of
So,
that, bro. But
but I still don't think them. I don't think they're gonna beat Norfolk State. But I'm saying they don't. Them boys need to strap the helmets up because
yeah.
they gonna be Virginia State is gonna be looking to prove a point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, And then, of course, what us and J6 was talking about South Carolina State and South Carolina
South
Gamecocks.
Carolina gonna beat the brakes, the rollers, and the drums off of South Carolina State.
And then we got Towson versus Morgan State.
Towson gonna win.
Yeah, yeah, man,
And
and
then we got Howard and Temple.
yeah, yeah, man. They need to put some more teams in the MEAC, man. They need to move
Yeah.
up.
Well, you
They
gotta realize. You got multiple teams that left the MEAC. You got some like
North
Bethune.
Carolina A&T, and yeah,
Yeah,
and
Hampton,
MEAC left to the SWAC.
Look, Hampton and North Carolina A&T left, and Bethune Cookman and FAMU left. So that's four teams that left. Some people thought they was gonna get Tennessee State, or maybe some of them SIAC teams to come up.
Like
Maybe
a
get Tennessee.
Allen or
Yeah,
Allen University or something like that. Yeah, man. Or even some of the CIAA, Winston Salem State or something like that.
yeah,
Uh, they need to do something.
yeah. But of course I got Temple beating Howard though. What you
Oh,
got?
do I have to say yeah, Temple, Temple, man.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, man.
yeah.
But overall, in week one, who impressed you?
In a losing effort, I would say Alabama State impressed me.
Andrew Body. Yeah, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Andrew Body was tearing UAB secondary up, bro.
So yeah,
And running on him. Like he was just let me add this. He was got over 100 yards rushing as well.
yeah.
So it definitely was a great effort trying to upset UAB, but they came up short.
Mm-hmm.
They definitely came up short, man. But while we wrap it up, man, is there anything else you wanna? We may have been missed, or you wanna?
No, I mean, I know you said we was gonna just keep it with SWAC and MEAC if you wanted to. We could have got some CIAA or whatever. But other than that, I think, we done had a good cook session. Of course, tomorrow night, I'm definitely gonna give my post game reaction, and then not only that, but I'll be giving clips literally all through the week of the Human Jukebox. And in addition to that, I'm gonna do my immediate post game reaction, and then I'm gonna do my actual post game reaction uh, to the game, and I'm gonna drop uh, clips of Southern University, doing their walkout to start the game. Maybe certain plays during the game, a couple highlights, whatever. Halftime show. So I'm gonna drop a lot of clips, during the week. In fact, realistically, I'm gonna drop clips all through this upcoming week, and probably all the way up and through uh, uh, Jackson State, the Boombox Classic at EW. So I'm gonna keep the clips coming, and in addition to that, I'm gonna try to work on something big, maybe for the Jackson game in terms of some content. So keep your eyes tuned to my channel, Coach 67 Sports TV. I'm trying to move the channel forward. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. And yeah, I didn't come loaded with the CIAA or science school, but I definitely
Well,
will
well, what,
next
well.
show.
The next installment of HBCU Fanatics, we gonna hit the whole gamut in terms of both SWAC, MEAC, SIAC. We're gonna CIAA. We're gonna hit it all. If you want, if not, we can stick to the SWAC and MEAC. However you want to play it, bro. You know what I'm saying? But of course, like you said, we got some football on. You got the Chiefs and the Chargers, playing right now as we speak. So I know you probably itching to get to some football. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. But I enjoy chopping it up, talking about HBCU ball, like always, man. But let everybody know where they can meet you and see you, Coach.
Of course, you can catch me at Coach 67 Sports TV on my channel. Of course, my channel is of course, it's just for the HBCU family in general. But, I cater specifically to, Southern University fans, being I'm a Southern University alum and graduate. And, since I kind of been moved up to administrative position, more than likely I'm going to go to grad school. uh, I'm probably gonna go back to grad school since I'm administrator now. Probably, finish my masters or whatever the case may be. But another thing I want to point out too, I had to go to Southern last week, so I want to send major love and major shout out to the Clark Harris family, because my professor, that was my university supervisor, my counselor, mentor at Southern University. She passed. Her son
Oh
was
man.
starting. Her son was the starting point guard at Southern. He a basketball coach now in the state of Louisiana, high school level or whatever.
Mm.
But we went to her memorial last week, so major shout out to their family.
Condolences, man.
Keep their family lifted in your thoughts and prayers. And it was ironic that I had to go to Southern University literally the week before their home opening in the Pete Richardson Classic. But Southern definitely needs to put on a great performance tomorrow, because I'm not gonna lie, if they lose to Alabama State, Terrence Gray's seat is gonna get warm, and with every loss after that, it's gonna get hotter and hotter. So he need to come up with a brilliant game plan. I already kind of gave my thoughts in terms of if I was the head coach for Southern, what would be my strategy against Alabama State tomorrow. So if you have not done so already, come over to my channel, check out the tailgate party tomorrow night. I'm gonna give my post game reaction. So come rock with the boy. You know what I'm saying? But of course, the Fanatics moved in a build down. You dig?
Yes, sir. Definitely in the building. You please support Coach 67 Sport TV, one of the best content creators on YouTube, especially when it comes to Southern content or HBCU content in general. And of course, there's me, Gerald Old Evergreen, on YouTube, with the Southern Baller Show that comes on every
Sunday,
Sunday at
3:30
3:30
p.m.
p.m.
Central Standard Time.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Of
sir.
course, we got some NFL action. Sometimes when our favorite teams play, we got to rearrange the show, but during the season. But I think y'all got noon kickoff tomorrow for the Ravens. I mean Sunday for the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think the Saints got noon kickoff too, so we probably gonna go live at our standard 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time come Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. But I appreciate all y'all for whoever able to come in and take time and listen to us chop it up, man. But please make sure you like, uh, subscribe, and share. I'm trying to at least get up to 500 before the year is out. That'll be great. So y'all make sure y'all support your boy, man. But this was another installment of the HBCU Fanatics. Y'all be blessed.
Peace and blessings.